Hey everyone, Alexander Flores here and welcome to the fourth episode of Creating a Software Company. In this video we're going to be doing a basic overview of the market research I've done. This is something that you probably shouldn't just take 10 minutes to do or however long this video is, but I've done a lot of research on a lot of different competitors in this space, whether it be companies that are specifically trying to go towards agencies, maybe businesses, also companies that are specifically trying to go towards influencers, which is more of the scope that we're leaning towards. So there's a lot of tools I found that are a lot of things such as like follow, unfollow tools, automatic like tools, and a lot of automated growth strategies that I'm not really a fan of. We're not going to be involved in that for multiple reasons. One, they're typically not that safe. There's a couple that do it really well that I know are safe, but there's also, it just doesn't work as well as it used to. And there's better strategies to grow these days. So we're mainly focused on that, on the current ways to grow instead of the old ways to grow that worked a few years ago. Also, because they're so popular, there's a lot of competition there. We're looking to slightly differentiate ourselves. We're not looking for the influencer that's looking to just pay to get followers or pay to have someone else grow their account. We're looking to have the audience of people who are passionate and actually wanting to grow their social media, because Instagram isn't just the end platform for us. We eventually want to branch into YouTube and Twitch and things like that. So we're looking for people that are actually going to want to, in the long run, build their social media influence on, whether it be like a gaming YouTuber or someone that live streams on Twitch or whatever it may be. But we're just using Instagram as a starting vehicle. So if I search Instagram growth tools, and if I search similar phrases, I'll probably find a lot of similar results. There's a lot of articles about like 20 best Instagram, 10 best top 7, 10 best top 17. A lot of these articles help us do the heavy lifting for us. So I went through a lot of different competitors or people in this space, and I looked through a lot of their plans page, read how it works, stuff like that. Eliminated a lot of them that are going to be just like follow unfollow bots and things like that, or also a lot of companies such as like Hootsuite, Sprout Social, and Buffer, which are more towards agencies and businesses that aren't directly competing with us, in my opinion. And I have these 5 here, which seem like things that are similar to one of the features we're using. So let's start here. These guys do different contests, and they're actually a really popular company. So this is something that I definitely want to make sure I'm on par with in terms of the contests. The wrong page open. But yeah, we make creating beautiful contests, giveaways, and other campaigns easy. And so I'm going to be doing a lot more research into what these guys do for contests. But it also seems like they do things like email marketing and e-commerce, lead generation, that are some things that are like a little bit outside of the scope that are more towards businesses. So we're going to be paying attention to simply how they do giveaways and contests. And I'm not going to go through all of these right now, but this is just an example of what I'm going to be doing off camera, or like if you're doing something else, how you can do this as well. So just find a lot of the competitors that are similar to yours and within the same scope, and then try and see what type of features they have. Make sure you're on par with these. Another one that's good for contests is these guys here. Now there are 3 different features. Of the 4 features I have, 3 of them are more for businesses, similar to what these guys have. But we want to pay attention to how they do contests. So I'll be reading into how it works, maybe watch some review videos on YouTube, maybe actually signing up and trying it, and just have a much better idea of what type of competition there is there to have different contests and giveaways on Instagram. Now this one is something I'm not sure if we're going to try and compete with. This is something that schedules content on Instagram, and currently you have to be invited in order to use their API for that. But I think these guys were around before that happened, and I'm not really sure how they're doing it. So this is a thing I want to look into to see if there's a way to not use an API to publish on Instagram. I do have an idea, but I'm not sure how viable it is, but I'm not want to get into too much detail on that. But this is something that I'm not sure if we're competing with. So we'll see what happens in the future. If you guys saw the planning features video, then any type of scheduling or publishing content is going to be added later on anyways. So reposts, I've seen this everywhere. I haven't actually tried it myself, so I'm not sure if there's a paid version or free version. I'm sure there is some paid version, but this is something that if we do get into the space of, we definitely want to offer a completely free solution just to try and compete with these guys, because these guys are very, very popular. And so just having this is something we'll probably add later on, just because it's not going to be something that is going to drive a lot of customers to our company, because it's already such a massive established business, which is these guys, comparatively at least, to actually use and go to, and people are already using. So in order, we don't want to try and bring customers away from something that's already super established. We're looking to differentiate ourselves and bring customers to something that's new, and then we'll add something like this later to try and compete once we have, a bit more resources to work with. This is another thing that's similar to later. I'm not sure which one of these actually post. I'm pretty sure they both do at this point because of this, but this is something that's very similar to this, which is content publishing and scheduling. And I think this was the one, actually, I might have misspoke. It's one of these that was doing it before they actually had even access to invite you to use the Instagram API for publishing. So they're doing, one of these, I think, is doing something that doesn't directly use the API. I'm slightly interested in learning what that is, but we'll see what that is later on, because I'm not going to focus on that right now. But I didn't really find anything that was just a general hub for a bunch of different features for Instagram, aside from things that are more targeted towards agencies and businesses like Hootsuite, Sprout Social, Buffer, things like that. It might be a little concerning that nothing like that exists, because competition kind of verifies that there's a demand for it. However, it's probably because most of the people trying to get into the space are trying to make money, obviously. That's why they're making a business. But a lot of the best ways to do that is like follow one, follow bots and all that stuff. But it's becoming less and less viable, so I'm wanting to stray away from that and not get into that space whatsoever. Also, it's typically best practice to later focus on one feature that you're just best at instead of a general tool, especially as a start. But with the features we have planned, the main tool, I think, will be collaboration groups. I want to make that as organized and efficient as possible. And there's a lot of the other tools are pretty simple to make. Like a hashtag generator is actually really simple to make. So I'm not too worried that we're going to spend like months upon months upon months working on something that's going to be like, a Swiss Army knife with a bunch of different complicated features. There's only like one or two complicated features, like literally just two of them. And most of the other ones are fairly simple to make, that might take like only a day or two, or sometimes a week or two. Like, pretty simple stuff. So that makes it a little bit less worrying that we're trying to do so many features instead of laser focusing on one. But yeah, this is just a general overview of what I've been doing. For the last couple hours, I had like dozens of tabs open and was going over a bunch of different other softwares in this space. So that's the basic idea. We'll see how this goes. Most businesses obviously fail, and the chances of us succeeding are very low, but this seems like it's a decent idea in my opinion, and when I explain the marketing strategies, it makes sense. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.